Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. Mwah. This is on the art of relaxation, Karen likes to call it. I was looking at a topic this morning. Someone was talking about, being up behind or not doing enough with your life. And it made me think of the art of relaxation, because I have had those thoughts and still do now and then. Am I doing enough with this life? In this lifetime, kind of a thing. But I've gotten better, and you've helped me a lot with that. You call it the art of relaxation, just being in the now and just kind of sitting here enjoying the sun, right?
Absolutely. We spoke with our older daughter on the phone, and I was asking her about, how she was handling the pandemic that we're in. And she said, outside of not working and not contributing, everything else, she was really happy with, but she did feel that the fact that she was unable to contribute, to their financial well-being, and her fiance is still able to work, that she, didn't feel great about that. And I said to her, you really need to understand that you're not able to do that right now. She's a personal trainer. So outside of her videos, which she does, and she does some online training, and she does it for free right now. But, normally she would be meeting with clients, and she's not able to do that. And so I said, knowing that fact, you really should just be relishing in this time, because most of us work to have this free time, this freedom. And it's funny to me that a lot of people are uncomfortable with it.
Well, I think it's society, going back to the topic, the art of relaxation. Are we doing enough? I think a lot of it's ingrained in us when we're younger here. You're brought up to compete, whether it's competing with sports or competing in school. You need to get an A. B wasn't good enough, or you need to, you're running in a foot race. First is better than second, obviously. Last is not good. I mean, that's kind of what you were taught as a kid, and you're all the way up through your career, and, talking to our adult daughter, hey, you need to contribute, all that kind of stuff. I think some of that stuff is ingrained in us. We talk about stripping away a lot of these layers and trying to get back to the core, which, none of that stuff really matters. Which is, it's like even enlightening for me to say, because I've never been this way.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, it's different. We've kind of evolved to this stage, and it's always there. I mean, it's still, like I find myself, if I'm waiting for you to go out and I want to get outside and we're going to go for a hike, I want to go now, and then I have to step back for a second and get to my higher self and say, well, who cares if we don't go now? I mean, who cares if we even go today? But the ego side of me is still like, I got to get it done. I got to go do this. I want to go do this. I got to go do that. I mean, I think that happens to all of us, right?
I think it was yesterday you and I had this conversation that you live more in the future and I live more in the now. And you're always thinking about the future and getting things done and accomplishing, all of these goals that you have. And not that I don't have goals to accomplish. I certainly do, but I am perfectly A-okay with, for example, right now we're sitting, outside, no one's around. We could certainly be accomplishing something that might make a bigger impact, on the planet. But I really relish in doing these videos, because I feel like that, helps people. Even if we only help one person, we've always said that if one person watches our videos and has an aha moment and feels better that day, for me, I've succeeded. And, with some of the responses that we get via text, etc., I know that we're making some impact. So I'm happy with that, or just sitting here with you looking and doing nothing and listening maybe to a hummingbird come by.
Because that's the whole point, right? Working on the YouTube channel or working on the book, helping others, that's all part of this, which that's the balancing act. I mean, I think we've talked a lot about this before too. I mean, how far do you want to go down this path of enlightenment? I mean, we could be on the top of this mountain meditating every day,
Right.
and not focusing on helping anybody else. That's not our plan. We
Right.
feel like our divine mission is to help others on this journey. So,
100%.
but it's the balancing act. And I think when you say that I'm more out in the future, I like what
I
I'm.
know you don't like
I know, what I'm trying to do, because you're right, I'm a planner, and I am trying
Definitely.
to get certain things done. But
Right.
that being said, I really am trying to focus on, for instance, we want to spend more time on an island. And where is that island? It takes some research. What does that place look like? I've got the what it looks like in my mind pretty clear, and I'm kind of living there now.
Right.
But there is work on it. You're absolutely right. I guess if you never did any of the planning, maybe you wouldn't end up there. But
I think that if you write your goals down and you do, I think it's Neville said, live in the end. So you visualize
living from the end.
living from the end.
Yep.
You visualize yourself there, which is something that I often do, and I often dream about it. And what's wild is sometimes you and I will compare our daydreams or night dreams about them, and they're very similar. But you definitely have more, I know you won't love this word, but it's the truth. You have more angst about making it happen and, the future.
Right.
Whereas I have less. I'm much more relaxed about it.
Sure.
And maybe that combination for the two of us works so perfectly.
Well, it did in our career together, building up to this point. But I am working on that. I think, all this stuff we talk about is all ego, and the ego is very powerful.
Yes.
I'm always working to push the ego down. You guys know the ego is pride, it's competitiveness, it's your anger, it's your fear. It's all the low vibrational crap that you really don't want to focus on. So I'm constantly trying to push it down, but you do need to have some planning. Even, if you write down a goal and you know what you want, why you want it, you believe that you can get it. That's how we manifest things. You got to let it go. You can't focus on it day in and day out. So that letting go is part of the art of relaxation, in a sense, right?
Exactly. I mean, obviously, let's talk about the sales kickoff, or, we did a beautiful event for my parents' 60th wedding anniversary. That took both of those events took an enormous amount of planning. I did both of those events single-handedly. I was able to see what I wanted for the end vision, and there was a lot of work that needed to be done.
Right.
And I remember one day in particular where I was feeling overwhelmed because I knew that I should be getting things done, but on that particular day, I really wanted to relax. And I finally had an internal conversation with myself saying, it's okay to spend this day relaxing if that's what you want to do. I knew that I was going to take care of getting this done. I'd already seen the end, and it was an amazing event, both of them, and they both turned out to be amazing.
It was incredible. By the way, did you have an argument with yourself?
That's a really good question. I wouldn't know. We didn't argue about
good.
it. But we had a good conversation.
Yeah.
Just me and myself about it. And I think it's important to give yourself permission to relax.
Yeah.
And not only relax, but enjoy that art of relaxation. And that's something that I told Jeffrey about a lot. Okay, you have to get this face, because this is, hi! This is look at, hi! We don't know this dog, but you're so cute! Hi! Oh my gosh. Anyone who knows me and Jeffrey, we are huge dog lovers. We're big dog people. And there is, I'm going to say it's a puppy still, because
Yeah, it's funny. He just came and put his paws on my shoulder, just
my
hugging me.
God. And he's looking back at his dad, who doesn't want to get so close because
Social
we're
distancing.
We're
right.
social distancing.
It doesn't
so.
pertain to all dogs, I guess, because
I don't think
he didn't
dogs care about the
he
social
didn't have
distancing.
he didn't have a mask on at all either.
No, the dog doesn't have
Right.
a mask on.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to that, that conversation that I had, I think it's super important that we give ourselves permission to have the art of relaxation and enjoy it,
Yeah.
and not worry while you're in the midst of that of anything else that you need to do.
Right.
That's the bottom line right there, is relish in it and tell yourself, not only is it okay for you to do this, it's extremely healthy to relax
Yeah.
and let the world go by while you're doing that.
I think that's a good idea.
Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from, we're at JJ's at Copper
Yeah.
Mountain.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see you guys.